I have a very simple question for you. Do you want to be the man that others respect? Do you want to be the man that women respect? Do you want to be the man that other men wish they could be like and women wish they could have? Because if that is the case, I'm going to teach you in this training 3 areas that you need to absolutely master in order to become that man. Now, mastery of these areas is a journey. It's not something that you just do overnight, but you can take the steps to become that man. I've had amazing experiences with amazing people in my life because I've learned and I've adopted the skills to become the kind of man that others respect. And this means the kind of man that both men and women respect. And this has had an amazing compounding effect on the quality of my life and what I can do, what I can enjoy, and the level of freedom that I can have. So if that is for you, let's go ahead and get into the training. I'm going to tell you exactly how to become the man that other people respect, the man that other people wish they could date, that other people wish they could be like. Let's go ahead and dive into it right now. Wake up, bro. We're going to talk about respect. How do you become the man that women respect? How do you become the man that men respect? How do you become the man that people respect? The way you do that is by making money and increasing your status and a bunch of other little things, which we're going to talk about here. We're going to go into how to become the man that people around you respect, that the people around you want to invest in, that people around you want to spend time with and want to grow with. Learning how to become that man is invaluable. You want respect in life. You want to become that person. And what we're going to look at in this training is how you can do that. The first thing you have to understand is that you're on a journey of going from boy to man. All right, you're on a journey right now, going from being a boy to a man. What's funny is this journey for some guys lasts into their 30s. Some guys, this journey goes into 17, 16. They have to take on responsibilities. They end up getting into things like fatherhood accidentally. They end up taking on responsibilities because their own father or their grandfather, the man of the house, dies. He moves away. He leaves. From a young age, they've had to take responsibility. Other men gradually come into that responsibility of becoming a man. Your boy phase is where you learn how to navigate the realities of life, the things that are uncomfortable, the things that are difficult to understand or difficult to take on in life, responsibilities, where you go and you enjoy life, but you also have responsibilities that come with that enjoyment. That's the boy phase. And then as a man, you take those lessons and you begin to apply them to your life. That's when you go into being a man. So you understand how to build relationships at a high level. You understand how to treat women correctly and connect with women. You understand how to position yourself in a way to win. Now, the truth is that many men are going to stick in boy phase for a very long time. In fact, some men never grow out of the boy phase and they stay as a boy and they never grow to be a man. I don't want that to happen to you. The key is actually making a progression from going from boy to man. And the truth is that many men simply don't do this. But that doesn't need to be something that you fall victim to. We can change that, and we're going to change that right here. So if you want to get respect from others, and as a man, you should be able to get respect. If you want to get respect from others, what you need to do is understand how the game is actually played. All right, there's rules to the game. There's rules to playing the game of life as a man. There are rules across dating. There are rules across wealth, across relationships, across your health. There are rules. And people are constantly watching where you're at. As a man, people are constantly assessing you. They're constantly judging you. They're constantly looking at where you're at and seeing, are you someone that's worth respecting? Are you someone that's worth pursuing? Are you someone that's worth chasing? The question ultimately is, are you going to rise to that challenge and be that man, or are you not? Now, there's 3 basic indicators that every man needs to know. 3 indicators that you need to understand how to leverage in order to be the man who gets respect. That's health, which is your body, your fitness, your mindset health as well. That's important. There's the health. Do you look like a healthy person? Are you actually a healthy person, which we'll talk about in a second? Then you have wealth. Wealth is what you are able to access in life because of the capital you have, financial capital, which is important. And a lot of people in nowadays society want to underrate it and want to say, money doesn't bring you happiness. No, money itself doesn't bring you happiness, but money gives you the freedom to pursue happiness, right? So wealth is the next part. And then relationships, who you date, who's in your network of male friends, the women you associate with, etc. Those are the 3 indicators which are going to lead to you getting respect from others because people watch these indicators. They see them on you. I can see this. When I go out in the world, I can see a man who's missing 1 or 2 or all 3 of these things. I can see it. You see some guy who's fucking out of shape. He's a slob. looks like he's fucking broke based on the way he carries himself, the way he dresses, and he doesn't have dating options, doesn't have any great male friends. I can see that, and I probably won't immediately associate with that person just because it wouldn't line up for me and where I'm at in my life, right? You can see these things. Whereas I see a guy who's well put together and communicates well, he's in shape, he takes up space, takes up size. He's got a beautiful woman on his arm, or when I connect with him on social media, I see that he's got a beautiful woman in his life, or at least he looks like the kind of guy who could access that, and he presents himself as a man who could be with that kind of woman. He's around guys that are very high value. Those are more indicators, right? So there's these 3 indicators you want to tap into as a man. Now, the first component is health, and there's me on the side. This is me back in, I think, 2016, I think. Skinny as hell. I was going to put in more photos, but I didn't want to just constantly show photos of me being skinny. That was me before, and this is me, my current physique update, which I'm not the biggest guy, but, you know, I have some good size and good tone and definition. The level of respect that I got from men and women changed when I got in shape. I remember actually distinctly, this happened to me last year when I walked through a club, and I had my first girl ever who approached me because she liked the way my arms look. That was the best moment ever. One of the best moments. I'm never going to forget that. She came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you look so good. What do you do? Like, are you an athlete?" Because of how I looked. And I had girls before because I was good at communicating. I had cool hair. I dressed pretty cool, all that. But purely from health, having people be attracted to me and respect me because of that was amazing. I've also had more respect for men. I've noticed a clear difference in the way that men communicate with me because I do have, to some extent, some guns. Because I do have something going on in terms of physical size. I added weight, and because I added that weight, I was able to hold my own in different environments, right? Because I added weight on. Women are going to look for signs of health in men. They look for a V taper, which is having that line just below your abs. They look for that. They look for rounded shoulders. This is evolutionary psychology, okay? This is not me making up bullshit here. This is stuff you can read on. Read Dr. David Buss, The Evolution of Desire, or Why Women Have Sex. Those books will explain all this to you. Tons and tons of peer-reviewed studies and years of research have gone into this, and thousands of hours of research and studying and surveying and testing have gone into this information. Rounded, broad shoulders. That's another sign of health that women look for, that they're attracted to. And healthy, I didn't put in the word symmetrical, but healthy, symmetrical facial features. Now, if you don't have all of these, you can work to get them, right? My face is so much more sharp and defined because I hit the gym religiously. My body looks so much better because I hit the gym religiously. I had cool hair before, but I didn't have those other things. I didn't have a V taper. I didn't have rounded shoulders. I was just skinny, and my clothes would just hang off me. And I had to rely on being this expressive, cool guy, which actually helped me out a lot. But now that I have the looks as well in my body, and I look healthy, I look like I take care of myself, I look like I go to the gym, which I do, I look like I have a regimen, now I have an advantage. So now I get more respect. Men also respect other men who demonstrate these features. They do. Men respect other men who demonstrate features of a high-value man, of a man who takes his health seriously. This is a real thing. It's like a cheat code. Whenever I talk to guys who want to start getting better at, whether it's dating or getting better at certain aspects of their success, I always tell them, I'm like, just start off with the gym. Just start there. Start off with the gym because that's the easiest thing you can take control of right now and have an advantage over other guys who are not investing in that way in themselves. It's simple as that. If you're not starting with the gym, I wouldn't even rather you start with money. I'd rather you start with the gym first. It's cheap. You pay $20 to $50 a month, depending on the gym, for a membership. You go 4 or 5 days a week consistently. You show up and you lift. And then either you eat more or you eat less, depending on where you're at with your fitness. If you need to lose weight, eat less. If you need to gain weight, eat more. And you hit the gym religiously. There's all kinds of workout plans and specialties from different trainers and stuff. High volume, low volume, train for strength, train for size. That's all the weeds. Now we're getting into nerd territory. That's cool. I like the nerdy shit too. I'm a fucking nerd, but that's not where you need to start. Just do something. Okay? Get your health in check. If you're not going to the gym religiously 5 days a week, you need to be. Minimum is 4. That's the minimum. Let's say you're more busy. I know you can find time to go 4 days. So men are going to respect you if you demonstrate those kind of features when you walk through the world, when you carry yourself. Another bonus is cutting out alcohol. This is a really big one, and this is something that's changed my life. I've been fully sober for about 9 months now. Not a drop of alcohol, except for one time. When I met Ragnar from Vikings, the actor who plays him, I did a shot with him in a club. And I fucked up that time. But besides that, I haven't touched alcohol. Not once. And it's changed a lot for me. It's helped me be more mentally clear. My face is cleared up a lot. I've lost some. I'm still losing in the process of transforming because I used to drink quite a bit when I'd go out with buddies. But I can feel it in my body. I can feel the change. I go out and party now, and I can meet girls, talk to my boys, go out with my guys, and then the next day go train. No problem at all because I'm not drinking. And it's an amazing, amazing shift to make. The next part of the game is wealth. This is how you just start to play the game. This is the entry point to getting in. Wealth. As a man, what you want is something called primary skill mastery, okay? Primary skill mastery. This means you want to take on a skill that you get very, very good at, and then you place that skill in a business, okay? This is what I call living life outside the haze when it comes to the money game. Inside the haze is things like where you have your 9-to-5 boss tell you what to do. Now, sometimes it's okay to have that. Right? Sometimes it's okay to be in a situation so you can earn more, or you play the game a little bit differently where you are giving up your time for money. That's not the worst thing in the world, but it's how you give up your time. Is it related to your skill, or is it related just to you clocking in and getting paid a wage for showing up 10 hours a day somewhere? Maybe you love that. Maybe, let's say you're a doctor and you're a surgeon, you're changing the world. That's different. But those are the top levels of the hierarchy. That's the top 2 levels maybe, being a surgeon, working in law. But after that, you start getting into stuff like being an accountant, or working in PR, pushing papers. Is that really what you want to be doing? Is that giving you the freedom you want? And even if you did have a job like a doctor, like I've coached doctors who are trying to get out of medicine. They like being a doctor, but they want to cut their hours by almost 75%, and they want to go into something like high ticket closing. And really, I talk to guys like this. Not all the time. It's not the norm. But there are people like this because they don't want to give up their time because they don't have freedom. So as a man, you want to have a primary skill and you want to master that skill. For me, the primary skill I mastered was, number 1, I mastered the skill of dating, and I understood how to attract women. And that was the first skill I practiced, and I learned under a mentor. I'm going to make another video in the future about how to get your first mentor and how to kill it with mentors and get mentors that are going to help you absolutely change your life. So if you want to see that, subscribe. But I'm going to make that training. But for now, just understand you want to have a primary skill. And that primary skill for me was dating. I learned and I understood the mechanisms of dating success and relationships and how men attract women. That was my first skill. Then I learned coaching, which is how to help other men access that skill and get good at it. Then I understood sales. So I took that skill and I started selling that skill at a high level and started making thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, doing in-person trainings. Then I launched an online course. I learned marketing, which was a sub-skill, but that wasn't my primary skill. It was a sub-skill. I learned marketing. I got competent at that. And then over time, money started to come in, and I was able to learn more skills because I paid to learn them. And the best skill to master, Tai Lopez talks about this, is direct sales. 70% of billionaires did direct sales at some point before having wealth. This is a fact. 70% of billionaires did direct sales at some point before having wealth. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they were all selling. When they first started, I'm talking from a young age, they mastered the skill of selling. They mastered the skill of getting someone to buy something. And mastery over a primary skill gives you leverage to invest in learning the sub-skills, right? So my sub-skills of marketing, or even getting better at top skills. So I learned sales, and then I invested in a mastermind that's over 10K so I could get better at sales. I learned dating, and then I invested in a mentor who taught me how to coach dating at a higher level. Right? I learned how to build a business because of a lot of free information and reading books. And then I invested in a mentor who helped me build that business even better and get that business to 150K a year. So when you have a primary skill, it gives you leverage because you can place these skills in a digital market and you can charge for services or sell a product. And charge for services doesn't mean you're coaching or consulting. It could mean that someone else is paying you to solve a problem for them and you're working in their business, like high ticket sales. This is what I do now. I'm a high ticket seller for one of the biggest dating coaching companies in the world, and I handle all of their sales. So everyone who comes to their program goes through me, and I get a percentage of all the sales that the company makes, right? Which allows me to rack up cash without giving away lots of my time, which is why I can build a YouTube channel, which is why I can travel, I can do these things, because I'm responsible for their sales because of the skill that I learned how to leverage, right? So that's one of the best skills you can learn to start off high ticket sales. It's super powerful. And I'm telling you, it will give you freedom if you can learn this. After the wealth game, after you start using wealth, the next thing you want to work on is your relationships. After you understand money, you want to work on your relationships, which is who you're around. Part of this is getting good mentors, right? That's a big part of this. You want to develop a high quality network of men and high quality women. The high quality network of men is most important because women are going to come and go. Women will be a byproduct of that. And the photo here on the right side is me at a mastermind dinner that I'm a part of here in Budapest. And we have a mastermind where we meet up every month and we, do dinners and go out and do experiences and talk business and collaborate with each other. So it's a mastermind network of entrepreneurs that I'm a part of. And these guys are my brothers. It's a great circle. People are either going to contribute to your path of growth or they're going to tear you down. That's it. They're either going to contribute and build you up, or they're going to tear you down. One of the two. You need to be around people that are going to build you up and that are going to help you grow. You need to be around brothers, around guys that are going to help you grow, that have your best interest in mind, that are on your team. Here's how you can network and here's how you can build it. So you start making digital content that gives value. That's the most important thing. You have to become a value giver. The reason why I got into this mastermind is because I was a value giver. In fact, the leader of the mastermind, the one who created it, shout out Martin, the way that we actually created the master, or he created this mastermind and I became a part of it, is I DM'd him on Instagram, not me personally, but my setter, a guy who works for me, DM'd him on Instagram to see if the guy wanted to find out about our programs for relationship and mindset coaching. Martin doesn't need that at all. He's in a great relationship with a beautiful woman, so he didn't need that, but we still connected. And he saw my profile. We were in the same city. We hopped on a quick chat. And then he said, dude, we're doing events. You should come hang out. Because I was giving so much value online and I was an expert. I'm an influencer online, a micro influencer. I'm not at the millions follower, hundreds of thousands of followers mark, but I still have a lot of value I'm giving online, which means something. So I attracted people into my life that would match that and would match that energy and are also doing cool things. One thing you can start doing is start inviting people to micro events. This is really huge. I'm constantly inviting people to events. Or I'm constantly inviting people out for coffee. Micro events. It doesn't mean the biggest event. It's not like, hey, we're doing a big penthouse party. It could be that too, but that's not where you need to start. Micro events is where it's at. Just invite someone out for a drink. Just invite someone to have a conversation over coffee. That's all you need to do. I do this 2 times a month. And before I used to do 2 times a week. Now I do it 2 times a month because I'm so busy working and I love working, but I'm busy focused on that now. I don't spend any time doing dating right now or doing networking really. It's just grinding and getting better at sales and then helping others get better. So start to invite people to micro events. That's the big thing. You have to start to invite people out to little things because this is going to build your network. Hey, bro, let's grab a coffee and talk about biz. Let's grab a coffee and talk about e-com. Let's talk about some of the things that are happening in AI. I've got some tips for you that might help. Let me know when you're ready to hop on a Zoom. You're not selling anything. These are not sales calls. You're connecting, you're networking. And the goal is not to get anything back. The goal is to reach out a hand and give a handshake over a coffee, over a drink, and then see where these relationships go. People invite you to things. I get invited to things all the time. And the reason is because I'm always reaching out and shaking someone's hand. Become known as an expert in one field. That's the other thing to do. You have to become known as an expert. For me, the first place I became known as an expert in was dating. And I built a following in dating. I was getting thousands of views on my old channel where I was teaching men's dating. I had a Facebook group with thousands of members, close to 5,000 members at one point, where I was teaching dating. I built an Instagram with over 4K followers that were all engaged, real followers that knew about me teaching dating. And because I built this, I became an expert in the field, which means that people who valued expertise, people who valued industry experts began to reach out to me and gravitate towards me. Doesn't mean they were all my clients, but these guys became the men in my network. Women are going to come as a side effect to this. And I'm going to talk to you about women another day. We're going to go into women in a separate training. Women are going to become a side effect. But you will have respect from women and you will have respect from other men if you follow this path here. And the path is really simple. To get respect from others, you have to understand the game. People are always watching you. And there's 3 categories you need to fulfill: health, wealth, and relationships. Health, you got to be in shape. You got to be on point. You have to look like the kind of man who puts in the work. That's when women and men are going to respect you. Wealth, you have to play the game. Understand a primary skill set. Get a primary skill and master it. And then leverage that skill digitally online so that you can place that skill within someone else's business or your own business and make money using that skill. Get to the point where you're making $10K a month minimum, and then invest in mentors that are going to charge you a sizable amount for their time, and then leverage that to learn even more skills to boost the primary skill and then grow from there. And then what do we have is relationships, who you're around. You want to be around beautiful, high-quality women, amazing men that are going to build you up as well, build a high-quality network. You either invest in that and pay for it. That's one. I pay for my network too. Or if you're not starting out only doing that, you reach out, make content online where you have content and you have a profile that gives value. Then start inviting people to micro events. Become known as an expert. Women are going to come in as a side effect to that. That's the game, that's the model, and this is how you can do it. All right? Wake up, stay out of the haze. It's time to take action. It's time to build the life that you know you deserve, bro. All right? Wake up, G. Let's take some action. I want you to crush it this week, and I'll see you on the next training.